Alright. Alright, limit break. Here we are with another deck profile, a deck that I know very, very, very well. It's a deck that I've been playing on and off since the conception of the deck back in originally BT4 with Ancient Gray, and then we gradually got Emperor Gray stuff at EX7, BT7, and then BT11 and 13, and we started getting a lot of more red hybrid stuff. But this is the updated BT21 red hybrid deck profile. I have played this deck a lot. Again, since its inception, I've played it a lot recently. Now that it's updated, I still play it. I play it it's probably one of my top 5 decks that I do the best with and know the best, know how to pilot it well. Of course, it is red hybrids. It does kind of go unga bunga and hits hard and quick. It is one of those. It's not really OTK anymore, since we lost a lot of those warping Agunimons, or at least the old warping Agunimon. The Ancient Gray list is still really, really good. One of my favorite lists. It's probably my preferred style of playing hybrids, red hybrids. But Emperor Gray has just been super. Like Emperor Gray's really cool. This deck actually it plays Emperor Gray, but it actually relies more on the level 5 Aldamon as more of a boss monster. So with that being said, without further ado, let me go ahead and get right into the deck profile. I've played this deck a lot last couple sets with Ancient Gray, the purple and red. But now that we got some more new red hybrid stuff, I went back to the Emperor Gray list, and I've been playing that a little bit less because it's the Emperor Gray list. Not only is it offensive, but it has a little bit of defensive capabilities as well, which I'll kind of get to in a moment. But like I said, without further ado, let's get right to the deck list. We play just 4 of the red Koromon from BT14. Simple. It's one of my favorite red babies. It's probably in every one of my red decks, mono red decks. It's probably the baby that I play. It's simple. When a card is removed from your opponent's security stack, draw a card. Simple as that. We like to draw. Drawing is, it's basically power in this game. Next, we run the most important Flamon. On play, top 3, grab a hybrid or 10 warriors and a tamer, so you grab one of each. Then return the rest to the bottom of the deck. And then, of course, on deletion, play a tamer card with an inherited effect from your hand without paying the cost. All of our tamers have inherited effects. We're not worried about that. We only play Takuyas, so that's no problem. And then, of course, the search, Searching's important. Next, we play 2 of the Flamons that it goes 1 card deeper, but it only grabs you 1 card. So it's revealed the top 4 cards at a hybrid in its traits, Susanoo-mon or Takuyamon, Takuya Kambara from to your hand. Place the rest of the cards at the bottom, and then of course on deletion play Takuya. All of our tamers are Takuyas. They all have inheritable effects. We're going to be typically getting those deletions off. Spoiler alert, we don't play Susanoo-mon in this deck. You very well could, and there's actually a little bit of room if you want to mess with stuff. I don't. I thought about playing, I have it to the side, I have this one on the side. I thought about playing the old one. I do have the Ace one. Not near me right now, but I have considered playing it. But I decided not to, just, level 7s, we're kind of relying more on level 5s to kind of really do damage. And, for the most part, our Aldamons get us there, and then, a little hybrid for games. Sometimes our Emperor Greys will, push, maybe hit delete bigger threats, and then kind of block for us also as well once we get there. And then the last flame mons, I play one. This one's not great, but I play it for basically it's a free tamer, and you get it. You put it underneath it. So what it says is a main. By suspending this Digimon, you may play one red tamer with an inherent effect from your hand without paying the cost, and if you do, place this Digimon underneath the tamer. So you get to suspend it, you play your Takuya for free, and then you put it under your Takuya, giving it a source as well, which it's inheritable as plus 2k, which is always nice. We want to buff our dudes as big as can. And then our last one is we play one of the Flamemon that gives piercing. We could do a lot of recurring our stuff from trash. We could put our stuff back from trash from our hand to our hand. We could put stuff from our trash under tamers. So we kind of mess with a little bit of keywords and stuff like that to do some really neat things. Give it piercing. Maybe hit a Digimon, do some damage. Get rid of a problematic Digimon while still doing some damage as well. Piercing helps us, of course, do that. You could play, 2 Flame Mons with piercing. You can mess with the numbers a little bit. The only number that I really wouldn't mess with is the top, the searcher, because searching is important. You want to see all your pieces. You want to see your pieces as quick as you can. I don't play the other Flame Mons because the oldest one for BT4, I want to say is top 3. Top 3 and. It adds something, but it doesn't have an inheritable like these all do. And then the other one that gives us 2k as an inheritable, the pitch one, draw 2. We don't play that one either because a lot of times setting up our tamers and like with these on deletions and stuff like that, and searching our tamers with the search instead of just the draw, sometimes we get to pick and choose what we want and grab what we need at the time. Sometimes we'll draw 2 and it might not be the cards that we need necessarily. So, but you can definitely mess with this number all you want. And then lastly, we do play 2 of the BT16 Ukomon. That is whenever your Digimon moves from the breeding area to the battle area, reveal the top 3 cards of your deck, add a Digimon or Tamer among them to the hand, return the rest to the bottom of the deck, then hatch into your empty breeding area. So this also is more search to help us get our Tamers or a Digimon that we might need, while also hatching some more in the back area. And then we do play one of the other Ukomon that says whenever you move from the breeding area to the battle area, you hatch, and then you gain a memory. So it also gives us some memory. While this is at 1, we only play it at 1, of course. You could mess with this number a little bit more if you want, but red tamers are also very important because a lot of times we put things under our tamers to make them bigger, to make them do bigger things, and really optimize our plays to the best of our ability. But you can definitely mess with the number all you want. Like I said, the only thing I probably wouldn't mess with is these staying at 4, just to have that search, Next, we move on to our level 4s, who are, I would say, the bread and butter of the deck. They are what go on top of our tamers. They're what evolve on top of our tamers to make Digimon and go burr, basically. So we play 4 of the new. Sorry, that was my Xbox. My Xbox is on. Let me mute it real quick. So nothing. Okay. So we play 4 of the Agunimon from BT21. It evolves for 2 on a Tamer or 2 on a level 3. So basically your regular Evo for a level 4. Although it can evolve for 2 on a Tamer. It evolves free on a Burning Gray. When Digivolve, you may play a hybrid or a hero trait Digimon from your hand or trash. So again, that's why we kind of wanted our our piercing Flamemon, so we could give something piercing. So you put a hero or a hybrid Digimon from your hand or trash under this Digimon's bottom Digi-Evolution card or under any of your red tamers with inherited effects. So it helps us grab cards back to our hand. No, not to our hand. We place it from our hand or trash under it. And then when attacking, we may digivolve into a hybrid or a hero in our hand for reduced cost of 1, so going up the line a little bit cheaper. Inheritable 2K, nothing really crazy about that, although it is important. We play 2 of the BT21 Agunimons. Evolves for 3 on a Tamer, or 3 on a level 3. But typically we're going to evolve this on top of a Takuya for 2. So it evolves on any other Tamer for 3, but it can evolve on a Takuya for 2, so remember that. Evolves on a Burning Grave for free. So typically we would put this on top of a Takuya or a Burning Grave, kind of just for the cheaper evo. And it says when digivolving, you return a hybrid or 10 warriors or a Tamer with inherited effects from your trash to your hand. So again, recursion, getting our cards back from the grave, very important. A lot of reusable stuff. We recycle a lot. And then, so those are our Goonies. Next, our Burning Graves. We play 3 and 3. Play 3 of the new one. BT12 evolves for 3 on a Tamer, not reduced like a Takuya. It revolves for 3 on a Takuya also. 3 on a level 3, 3 on a Tamer. Evolves 1 on a Naguni. On play, when it's evolving, it gains piercing, so it's more piercing. It's more piercing like our Flamemon gives us as an inheritable. This Digimon gains piercing and 3K for the turn. And then during your turn, when your opponent's security stack is removed from, this Digimon may digivolve into a level 5 Digimon card with hybrid in the hand with a reduced cost of 1. So again, cheaper evolutions. What this does do is it kind of interrupts the checking. So to kind of just clarify, if let's just say you're swinging, so you're swinging and let's say you're doing 2 checks. Let's just say, because we do play Atomic Inferno, let's say he has security attack plus 1 and 3K, and then he gets another 3K, so he's plus 6K, and then 2 more. So he's a 14K dude right there just with Atomic Inferno. Let's say you swing and you're doing 2 checks. On that first check, you'll get to, so when the check happens, a card is removed from their security stack. So it comes back to your, do you want to evolve, digivolve, and then you would digivolve into your Aldemon for a reduced cost of 1, doing all of its stuff, and then you would continue to the second check after evolving into your Aldemon. So just keep that in mind. It kind of interrupts the if you're doing 2 damages, or even if you're doing 1, you could swing the top security checks. A card was removed. You have priority. A card was removed. You can digivolve into your Aldemon, and then continue with the security check. If it's bigger than your Aldemon, or it's like a Gaia Force or something that would delete you, you can still digivolve into your Aldemon when it's checked, because a card is removed from the stack. And then, so yeah. But yeah, so when a card is removed from the stack, you may digivolve for a reduced cost of 1 into your level 5. Next, we have 3 of our Burning Graves that have Raid. This is a really good card. Evolves for 2 on a Takuya, 1 on a Aguni, or 3 on a level 3, red or purple. It has Raid, and when attacking, it may digivolve into a hybrid in your hand with the reduced cost of 1. So it's similar to this. Just this has to do a check, then you digivolve. This can just digivolve right when you're swinging, for a reduced cost of 1. Both of them have the inheritable plus 2K. Again, nothing crazy about that. Moving on to our powerhouses, our boss monsters. Is the Aldemons. We only played 2 because I could only find 2. of the BT7. If you digivolve, if one of your Digimon with a tamer as Digi-Evolution cards would digivolve into this card, you reduce the cost by 2, making it 1. If you're going from your like that, as long as you have a Takuya underneath it, again, as long as you have a Takuya underneath it, when you swing, digivolve for a reduced cost of 1. This is 1, so you digivolve for free. Again, that's only if you have a Takuya underneath it. If you don't, you'd pay 2, because it's reduced cost of 1 from the 3. You still pay the 2. So, but if Takuya's underneath it, you'd pay 0. All right, and then when digivolving, if a card with a hybrid of its traits is in this DigimonTCG Evolution card, you typically always will have a hybrid underneath it. Gets 4K, so he becomes bigger. This with Atomic Inferno can be a boss monster as itself. You gain the 4K. Let's say you got a couple of these dudes underneath you, just like that. You digivolve. So you digivolve. You got the plus 4K. So you're plus 4. You're 12. 14, 16, you gain 3 with the Atomic Inferno. You're 19K, 2 hits, and you're a level 5. So that helps us kind of just get super big numbers, maximum damage, and if we need to beat into something, typically we're big enough, like, I think, what's the highest I've gotten a card was definitely pushing 30. It was close to 30. I got it all the way. It was an Emperor grade, and I was swinging. I had out an Atomic Inferno on it. This was underneath it, and I had like the whole shebang of, it was something like this, and 2 Atomic Infernos. So it was an Emperor grade. So he was already at 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23. And then I think I had 2 Atomic Infernos on him doing 3 each. So he was 29 doing 3 total checks. So, it sounds kind of crazy. It might be, oh, well, you have to have the perfect hand for that, or you have to have the right setup for that. This deck is set up itself a lot, dude. Like, the Tamers will help you get there. The Goonimons, you'll search your stuff. You could add, your hybrids. You could go from your hand or your trash as the bottom source. You could put this underneath your source, when you play it. Give it piercing. Plus 2K, plus 2K, plus 2K, we could get real big. So yeah, like our level 5s could pretty much become, we could get over a lot of things. Moving on to our next Aldemons, which is our really good boss monster, because he has security attack plus 1. So when any of your Digimon with a Goonimon or Burning Gray would digivolve into this card, reduce the cost by 1. Security attack plus 1, and then on deletion, you may play a red tamer with inherited effects from your hand or trash without paying its cost. So if it gets deleted, play in Takuyas for free anywhere, trash, hand, whatever. So it's extra reduce cost. So if we go, this is just simple math, like just 3 minus 1 minus 1 is just okay. So let's see. So, let's say we have a Takuya underneath it. Let's just say this is a Takuya. We have a Takuya, we swing, we digivolve for 1, well, for free, because it's minus 2 because we have a Takuya, and then minus 1 because we swing with the Burning Gray, so we evolve here for free, or no, I'm sorry, here, so, not including this effect, so, we actually don't even have to have a tamer. I'm getting so messed up. I'm sorry. It's late in the evening. I should have posted this video earlier. So we're swinging. We're digivolving into this for a reduced cost of 1 and an additional reduced cost of 1 because we're going on a Burning Gray or a Gunimon and sources. So we would pay 2 additional for that, and now we are 12k security attack plus 2. That's a boss monster as it is. And then if it were to get deleted, we're playing Takuyas for free. So, but yeah, this is, really important. Aldemon, on deletion, play a red tamer from your hand trash without paying its cost. This is important, and again, why I would play it at 3. If it has hybrid and 10 warriors and its traits, it doesn't activate security effects. On option cards, it checks. So if we were to hit Gaia Force or something, Ragnarok Cannon, or just any Wyvern's Breath, Seventh Lightning or whatever, anything that would hit us or affect us in any way, Crimson Blaze or anything like that, it won't happen. It won't check. But it has to be an option. That also includes scrambles. That includes memory boosts, trainings, all that. All that doesn't get in the delayed. It doesn't stay. And then last, this is where our third of this Aldemon would be. But I'm playing this one mainly just for the same inheritable effect. It doesn't check security on option cards if you have a hybrid or 10 warriors, but it also has the additional from your hand. It's an in-hand effect. By placing a Gunimon and a Burning Gray from your trash under a Takuya, you may digivolve this card on top of the Takuya as if it were a level 4 red Digimon for a cost of 3. So we could go Burning Gray, a Goonie, under our Takuya, like let's say like this is a Takuya, and then we go here for 3. And then on digivolving, we delete a Digimon with 6k or less. And then we can swing, and so we can literally kind of just warp digivolve from our tamer. As long as we have an Agunimon and a Burning, and trash, we'll put them underneath our Takuya, and then evolve for 3. Not having to go, you could if you want the draw, but not. Or if these are in your hand, then you could digivolve, and then digivolve for, you'd have to pay the 4 then, but if you want to just draw some cards, cool. Or when you swing, you digivolve for 3. But anyway, or you could just pay the 3. If let's say you don't have them in your hand, they're in your trash. You can just pay the 3 and go straight up here. So it does have utility in the deck. I would very much rather to play a 3rd copy of this if I had it. But it like I said, it does have utility and usefulness in the deck as it is. And then lastly, our Emperor Grays. We play 1 of the BT12. Evolves for 3. Security attack plus 1. When digivolve, we delete a 6k or less DP. If you have a red tamer in the sources, delete one of your opponent's Digimon with equal or less than this Digimon's DP instead. So again, we can get high up there. We could get, a couple of 2Ks underneath this guy, and really get him powerful. And let's see, just boom, 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 and then our Takuyas. A lot of our Takuyas give us a boost as well. Or some of our Takuyas give us a boost. So this would be 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17. So we could delete something 17, and it's security attack plus 1. We're not checking if this is your stack. Not checking sources. And then it also has, on deletion, play Takuya from your hand or trash without paying its cost. We're playing more Takuyas for free. It's a no-brainer. We're playing free stuff. Free stuff's always great. It's free real estate, like they say, Next, we play 2 of the promo Emperor Gray, which I absolutely love this card. It is blocker, giving us a little bit of defense. Not being such a glass cannon like, more straightforward, aggressive. Ancient Gray. Ancient Gray is very glass cannon. You can check 5 security and win the game on game 1, and then game 2 you could, go crazy, take 4 security, and then have no field, and you can't. It's hard to come back from that kind of. This gives us a little bit of defense with some blocker. So it also has when Digivolving, delete one of your opponent's Digimon with as much or less DP as this. All turns, this Digimon gets 1k for each color in its sources. So we got red, we got purple, and if we were to, because it is a hybrid, if we were to like that, this Agunimon, if we were to put it under, we would gain the green and the blue. So let's say we just had all this, and this was just, let's say this was the stack. Okay, we need a level 5 still, so let's just, okay. All right, and I'm just trying to explain some of the plays with this deck, and not just show y'all cards and read card effects. So now that we have different color sources, we have purple, we have red, we have blue, we have green. That's 4k right there. Even if we don't have this, we gain 1k for the purple and 1k for the red. So even this alone would make him 12k. Let's see, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18. So even just this makes him, 18. Because the red does count. It's for every color in its sources. We got red, we got purple. If we have this underneath it, we have red, purple, green, and blue. So, so let's see, let's go back to our Emperors. Come on, cards, get right. Okay. Blocker, when did you evolve and delete something of equal or lesser the DP? Gain 1k, and that is all turns, gain 1k for each color. And then end of turn, this Digimon on suspense. So you could still do all that stuff, swing, do lots of damage, and then restand it, and it's a blocker for you your next turn. So really cool. That's why I love this card. You could almost take this out and run a third if you want. I'm not, just because, security attack +1, more hits, more damage. And then our last one we play is the one from BT18. Can Digivolve. Also, this one can't. But these can evolve on a Takuya with 5 hybrids underneath him for a 4. So you can warp from Takuya into the Emperor Gray as long as you have 5 tamers, 5 sources underneath those tamers. This has the same thing. So these Digivolve for 4, this Digivolves for 5. From a Takuya with 5 hybrids under him. When Digivolving, for each color in this Digimon's Digievolution cards, trash 1 Digievolution card from your opponent's Digimon and suspend one of their Digimon, then this Digimon may attack. When this Digimon deletes one of your opponent's Digimon in battle, it gains security attack +1 and unsuspends. So that helps us kind of get, again, let's say, sorry, thought I heard something walking in my house. So yeah, let's say we got, okay, I think somebody is walking out. We swing into something, or we do the wind Digivolving, all that stuff, strip something, suspend something, then we may attack. We swing into the thing that we suspended, let's say. We delete it, we get security attack +1, unsuspend, and then now we can swing at them if we want for more damage. So that's all of our Emperor Grays. Next, and we play Hefty Options and Tamers. to Gravity Crush. It's one of the last. It's one of the last memory boosting options that we have. Everything else got hit or is at 1 or whatever. So yeah, no security effect. Gain 2 at the end of our turn, lose 2. Typically, we're only using these if we're really going for a big play. Otherwise, we're not going to use it at all. We're literally only using this to maximize our plays if we're trying to really go in for a game, or if we're just doing such a big play, it could turn the tide of the game. Next, we play 3 Atomic Inferno. I would play 4, but you know, 3's fine. You see it enough. One of your Digimon with hybrid in its form gets 3k, security attack +1, and then if it gets blocked, you gain 3 memory. As a security, all of your Digimon get security attack +1. That also until the end of your next turn. So if it's checked, your opponent finishes your turn, comes to you, anything you would bring up will have security attack +1 for the turn. So let's say we're back here, we move up. The Aldemon will have security attack +1 for the turn. It doesn't get the 3k or the +3 memory if it's blocked, but it does get the security attack +1. All of your Digimon gain security attack +1 to the end of your opponent's next turn. Well, to the end of your next turn. I'm sorry. So yeah, it helps us hit harder, no matter what. If it's checked to security or if we play it for R1, helps us hit harder. Even if they block, we're getting 3 memory to do more stuff. They're either going to take if they have blockers, they're either going to take the 2 hits, or they're going to block, and we just have more plays to do. Last, our options. We play 2 red memory boosts. We don't play offensive training because a lot of times we're evolving into our tamers, and offensive says you have to evolve into well, I mean, you could, but really we want the memory more, and then it goes 4 deep, looking for a red Digimon among them. Place the rest at the bottom of your deck, then place it, gain 2 memory. Alrighty. And then now on to our Takuyas. We play quite a few Takuyas. We play 3 of the new one. Let me do a little explaining with this card, because I've seen a lot of people confused about this online. So it says, of course, security, play without playing its cost. Start of your turn, one of your Digimon or Tamers may Digivolve into a Digimon with the hybrid or hero trait in the hand. For each of your red Tamers with different names, reduce the effect. This affects Digi-Evolution cost by 1. If you only have him, it's reduced by 1 because no names to Takuya, it's 1 different name. If you have, I'm going to spoil it. If you have this Takuya and Koji, and this Takuya, this could be treated as Takuya. This is also treated as Takuya or Koji Miyamoto. So this could be Takuya, this can be Koji. You would reduce the evolution by 2. So basically, the play here would be just to kind of show you. If you have literally just these 2 tamers, and I mean, it doesn't matter, you can have a bunch of tamers, you know, you can have all of them. They're all Takuya except for the Koji, except for the ones with Koji. So you could like have these, you're still only going to reduce it by 2. Since you only have 2 different names, Takuya and Koji, you have 2 different names. So basically, let's say we start our turn, we go to 3 because of this tamer. Start of your being, you may Digivolve for a reduced cost of 1 for every tamer with different names, reduced by an additional. So basically, we would evolve here for a reduced cost of 2. So we would go, since he evolves with Takuya for 2, we would go start of turn, evolve here for free, and continue your turn. And then you could do this one to 2 if you want. Okay, we have another Takuya. We may Digivolve this one for free because we had Takuya and Koji moving up. So reduced cost of 2. So that's how that works for anybody who has confusion. I was confused like that for a while too in the beginning, playing this deck completely wrong because of it, lost because of it. because I thought this only really ever reduced you by 1, because for every red tamer with different names, I thought, okay, different from Takuya. Okay, so if I have these two, since I have Koji, which is different from Takuya, it reduces it by 1. That's not the case. If you have both of these, Takuya counts himself, and then this can count as Koji. That's 2 different names. Because it doesn't say with different names from this card. If it said with different names from this card, then of course it would exclude itself. But it simply says for each of your red tamers with different names. So we're starting from 0. Takuya, that's 1 name. Koji, that's a 2nd name. We're going to reduce it by 1. So that's 1, 2, we're reducing it by 2. I didn't know that. I thought it was just by 1, and I lost a lot of games because of it. Now that I know how it works, I'm winning a little bit more. But that's our 3. And then when an opponent's cards are removed from your security stack, if you play a tamer from your hand without paying its cost, more free Takuyas. We love playing Takuyas for free, from trash, from hand. We don't care what we're playing it, we just want to play them for free. Then we have 1 of the old Takuyas. I would play this at 2. Probably taking off 1 of these. But I can't find, for the love of me, I cannot find my other copies of it. This simply just says place 5 cards from your trash, 5 hybrids from your trash under this card. Digivolve into an Emperor Grey in your hand for reduced cost, for its Digi-Evolution cost, as if this was a red level 5. And you also don't have to do that because your hand is a sacred area. Your opponent doesn't know what's in your hand. So if you, let's say this is your hand right here. This is your hand. You have an Emperor Grey. You could put your 5 from your trash underneath it and choose to not Digivolve into your Emperor Grey because they don't know if you have an Emperor Grey or not. And then you could go into your Burning Grey with 5 sources underneath your Takuya just to have a bigger level 4 if you want. If you want to do that. And then gets 2k while the Digimon has 10k or more, security attack +1. Another reason why I would love to run it at 2. Security attack +1, it's a bigger hit. It hits bigger. That's what we want to do. Then we run 2 of these from the BT12 level 4s. Sets the 3, and then as an inheritable, your Digimon gets +2. If it has 10 or more, it gains, when it checks a memory, gain 2 memory. This helps us with the, just to kind of explain a little better, like this. It helps us get here better. So, well, even with, you can use this one or the other one. Where's it at? I'm trying to explain some plays to you guys, and okay, there we go. So you could go here. Okay, well, this doesn't have, what's it called? Let's say. So, boom. Okay, now here. Boom. Let's say we'll do this. Put that underneath it. And then we will swing Digivolving to this for free. Do all of our when Digivolving effects. Your turn. When an opponent's card is removed from, you may Digivolve for a reduced cost of 1. We removed a security, so we'll gain 2. Evolving for 1 less. An additional 1 less for this. So basically the 2 memory we just gained, we're evolving for free basically. And now we're doing more checks. And, you know, so this Takuya just kind of helps with those Digivolving upwards effects a little bit easier. So, and then it's another set to 3 tamer. You know, that's always important. You don't want to get choked out for memory. And then our favorite one of the deck, Takuya and Koji, helps this. Takuya and Koji helps this become a stronger card. It's another set to 3. Start of turn, you may place one hybrid card with different names from your trash under this tamer. For each of your other tamers, add 2 to the maximum number this may add. So, for example, let's just say, so now it does have to be different names. This one doesn't have to be different names. You could put 5 of the same. If you could put 5 flare mons underneath this if you want. Not flare mon, flame mons. Yeah, flame mon. You can put 5 flame mons underneath this one. It does not care. This one cares. So let's say this is start of main. We're going to put 1 card underneath it with different names. For every other tamer you have, add 2. So since we have these 2 tamers, we get to add 1, 3. 1 plus 2 is 3. So, but they do have to be different names. So we'll add a Burning Gray and an Aguni. So if we have another tamer, then we'll add 2 more. We'll add a Flame Mon, and so we already added an Altamon, a Aguni, and a Burning. So we'll add a Flame Mon and an Emperor Gray. So, and then now look, we got 5 hybrids. If we wanted to go into our Emperor Gray, any one of these, not this one, can't do it with this one. Which again is another reason I'd switch it for the promo. So now we could go here for 4, and then end of turn, which is another really important reason why we like this. Basically gives it blitz. We get to swing the end of our turn, and then end of our turn here, because we can stack it how we want. We'll restand as a blocker. Not to mention, if we go here and then we swing at the end of our turn, we are 12. This is a yellow source now. That counts. So now we're red, yellow, blue, green. So we're plus 4. We're 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22. And that's without anything. That's without like Emperor. That's without having maybe this Burning Gray. Instead, gaining the purple. We're big. We delete something 27k or less. Swinging, doing a damage, restanding for a blocker. So he helps us get to our Emperors, or also just load up dudes for maybe we want to make our level 4 a very powerful card, and then now we're swinging with a Burning Gray with 8, 9, 10, whatever. So this helps us get there. Really, really good card. We add a card from our trash underneath it. For every other tamer we got, we add 2 to it, but it does have to be different names. This one doesn't have to be different names. Remember that. Different names doesn't have to be different names. So that is the deck profile. I'm sorry I rambled a lot. There's just a lot of, like I said, I've played this deck probably the most, with the exception of like bugs, and like bugs, like the Grandest Kuwagamon back whenever it was a thing and we had the promos. I've played it more than Security Control, and I played a lot of Security Control. I've played a lot of decks many times. I'd probably say red hybrids and, like I said, bugs or insectoids are the 2 decks I have the most mileage with. They're the decks I know I could play with my eyes closed almost. So I wanted to explain all those little secrets and tricks and card examples with you guys. I know this is probably going to be a long video, but I wanted to explain all that to you guys to leave out any confusion maybe that there may have been. Give my, I don't want to say vast knowledge, But you know, like I said, I've put some miles into this deck. I know a lot of things, a lot of curves and secrets and little tricks and stuff that kind of are cheeky and creative with this deck, and I just wanted to carry that experience onto you guys. But let me know what you think of the deck profile. I love Red Hybrids. It's one of my favorite decks. Like I said, this is probably the deck I've had the longest that has just changed. So hope you like it. Let me, like, comment, subscribe, all that good stuff. Give me comments. What would you change? What does your list look like for Red Hybrids? Do you rather the Ancient Gray? I rather the Ancient Gray, or do you rather the Emperor Gray? Because Ancient Gray is very, very aggressive. I like aggression. I'm here for a good time, not a long time. All gas, no brakes. I kind of love decks like that. So let me know what you guys think. Until next time at BT21, peace.